Hi guys, this is Dom from Pittsburgh Active, and today we're going to be talking about one of those necessary pieces of equipment for your home gym, your garage, or whatever, if you consider yourself a cyclist of any discipline. We're going to be talking about a bike trainer. Let's get at it. Before I start this video, I want to take the time to thank you, the viewers of this video, and all the videos that I've had before, for this opportunity. What opportunity are you talking about, Dom? Well, a company called Sportneer, which they sell a bunch of like camping equipment and also some home gym type of stuff, reached out to me because of the success of my Cyleops Fluid 2 bike trainer video that you'll be able to see right here. They reached out to me because you watch that video a whole lot of times, so thank you again for that. Back to Sportneer. Sportneer reached out to me to see if I would review the product that they have. Specifically, it's an $89.99 magnetic bike trainer available on Amazon. The only thing that they wanted me to do is to give an honest opinion, and they would then provide the bike trainer for me to review. And then that's it. And the reason that I want you to know that is because all of my opinions that I'm going to give you right now, granted they're only my opinions, will be a truthful one per my discussion with Sportneer. So Sportneer, thank you so much for letting me and the rest of us have this chance to get to know your product a little bit more. So we're going to be talking about a few things today, like setup and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, we're also going to compare that to the Cyleops Fluid 2 bike trainer that I have that cost me almost 3 times as much. I figured that would be something that you would find interesting. So, on to setup. This is the box that Sportneer sent me. So the thing that you'll notice is that the box itself is actually the housing for the product itself. Obviously this is empty now, but all that's in there is pieces of styrofoam in which the bike trainer was housed. So no fancy packaging at all, but this is what you get. Pow! So everything's all in one. We're going to unpack this right now. Here's the contents of that box. Pardon the unwrapping sounds. So again, no fancy packaging, really just, it's just one big bag that has the trainer. So, first thing that you'll see is the user's manual. We'll open that up in a second. So this is interesting. So, the Cyleops Fluid 2 did not come with a riser block, but this did. So it came with a riser block, which really does help level out the bike. You put this underneath the front wheel while the rear wheel is being supported by the bike trainer itself. It comes with a very necessary steel ended skewer that you will need to put right here instead of the plastic one. So you'll have to replace the rear skewer so that you'll be able to actually use this, okay? So they give you that. And just to compare, by the way, the Cyleops Fluid 2 also did come with its steel skewer, so keep that in mind. The rest seems like it's just the magnetic trainer itself, which is this. So kind of lifting this up with my hand, it feels like it's pretty heavy duty. So enough of my face, let's talk about this. It looks pretty heavy duty, and it's actually really pretty self-explanatory. Unfold it, and I guess, which this is kind of cool, this is, and we'll see how it works out, but this is a resistance setter for the magnetic trainer, which is really cool because my almost $300 fluid trainer did not have this at all. Oh, and by the way, there is no assembly at all. I mean, it's all set up. So So the only assembly that I would think that you would have to do is actually the assembly on actually putting your bike on it. Oh, I was trying to read. No, not really. I was just looking at the pretty pictures. So the good thing is that for those of you guys that are a little bit impatient about reading instructions, it's pretty easy. They even have pictures. So what I said before, there really wasn't any assembly at all required for this. The only thing that I would say for you to set it up is make sure you kind of understand how this whole thing works. So this is kind of what the cam that eventually presses against one end of the skewer into this, right? So you want to leave this open for now. And then this gives you, if you screw it in, you screw it out, it gives you a little bit more slack. However long you want the skewer to be able to hold this. And then eventually you lock it with this ring, okay? So why don't we mount my bike now? Okay, so before you actually put your bike on to the trainer, the one thing you always want to do, just like how you would do this on any normal ride, is check the tires. You want to make sure that there is enough air pressure in the tires so that when it actually contacts the flywheel of the bike trainer, there's a good amount of resistance there, right? So definitely check your air pressure before you actually mount your bike onto the bike trainer. Okay, so we kind of have it all set up right now. Hopefully you could see that. So I usually do this. I'm gonna, of course, probably not do this right, but I can see that there's not enough room there, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna open this up the most that I can, and then be able to just slip this in. And then it seems like I don't even need to adjust this nut right here. It's pretty much flush to the other side, and then I just press that in. So that was actually pretty easy, right? There was really not much to do. So again, I didn't even have to mess with this adjustment. I just really put it in there and used the cam to lock the bike in. So far that looks really sturdy. The next thing that they recommend we do is actually just work on the flywheel and how it contacts it. So do this, and okay. You kind of have to screw this in. So just screw that in to make sure that you have enough. You can actually see the flywheel. You can't see this in videos, but this is spinning. Just screw this enough so that you can actually see a little bit of a dimple between this flywheel post and the tire, okay? Just to make sure that you have enough friction between the flywheel and the bike itself. Okay, so step number 2. Now that the rear wheel is secured to the bike trainer, the one feature that I was super interested in is pretty much the resistance meter that they give you. So what I've already done is I've kind of unscrewed this the most that I can, because I've noticed that this closure is actually pretty small for today's standards in like handlebars. Take this baby. Make sure that this cord right here is not in the way of your crank arms and your pedals. And then, whether you're righty or you're lefty, you just want to make sure that you can put this resistance thingy, and I'm just gonna carry you here. I've noticed that I actually can't even fit it towards here or here. I almost have to go to a skinnier part of the handlebar right here for this to be mounted. So you just want to lay that across the ground, and then you just put this on here. Now it's probably going to leave marks in the actual tape here, but that's okay. I don't really mind too much about that. And you just kind of press this in here, I think. Okay, hold on. Oh, there it is. And then you kind of just tighten it, and that's really it. So the only bummer about this is that I wish this was a little bit thicker, the clearance for it, so I could actually put it right by the stem, or even on the stem itself. But it looks like it's a 31/8. It's a thinner clearance for this. Okay. The bummer about it is I like to put my hands kind of resting on here, so I might not be able to do that, but that's probably not a deal breaker for me, especially since it's a bike trainer for $90 compared to 3 times as much. So the last piece, this is the easiest one, is actually the riser that I'm super happy that they came, that this came with it, because for the Cyleops products you have to buy that separately. So this is pretty easy. All you really have to do is put that underneath this. Just make sure that it's kind of well supported. All right, let's get on this. So you probably didn't even notice that I'm wearing the skinniest baggies I have, so that when I get on this gravel grinder, I'm not wearing super baggy baggies. Okay, so anyway, this is really the first test of me actually getting on this and getting initial impressions on how that is. There's a few things that I want you to pay attention to. It is loudness of it, because one of the features that actually this particular model has, it has a noise reduction drum or post on the flywheel, so that it's not going to be as loud, so pay attention to that. But secondly, I want to get first impressions on the actual resistance meter, or whatever they call that, to see what that really does, because it probably gives me a lot more flexibility this time, where I have that resistance meter, but also have the gears for me to play around with. So we'll figure that out, and let's go on the bike. So it's actually a lot quieter than I'm used to with my Cyleops Fluid 2. It's smooth. Let me play with the resistance meter. All right, so you can definitely feel it. Oh yeah. So right now, I'm at the highest gear, at the highest resistance, and I want you to pay attention to kind of how quiet it is. Wow, okay. There's a good amount of resistance here. So what's going to be funny is that I'm going to have to break the habit of just switching gears, because now I have this as well. Alright, so I can't wait to use this for the next month, a few times a week, and get back to you. Alright, so a direct comparison in noise and available resistance to the Cyleops versus the Sportneer that you just saw. So the first thing I noticed is that the front end is actually higher than the riser block that Sportneer gave me. But again, that riser block is free. This one I had to pay for separately. So that's the first noticeable thing. So let's do kind of just like a noise test. So I'm just going to go through the gears. So right now I'm at the top gear. I don't know if you guys could detect the difference, but this seems to be louder than the Sportneer bike trainer. Another thing is that though I can vary the resistance through the gearing of the bike, that Sportneer actually provides a lot more resistance because it has the gearing of the bike, but also has that resistance. Alright guys, I am back. It's been a month. I've used this thing a few times a week, and I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this $89 magnetic bike trainer from Sportneer. So, I mean, I can tell you all the good things about it, but I think the more important thing is that I can talk about a comparison between my Cyleops Fluid 2 trainer that cost me $240 plus the separate stand, front wheel stand that I had to buy for $25 or something like that, to this $89 Sportneer magnetic bike trainer. So, one of the things you should probably know is that there are over 420 something four-star plus reviews on Amazon. So it's really not just me. I guess a lot of people feel the same way, that this is a pretty good buy. When you compare that to Cyleops, I think the Fluid 2 bike trainer reviews that I saw was about 124 plus stars. So anyway, they're both excellent products. So there you go. Price. One is certainly a lot less, and one is certainly more than that. For the most part, fluid bike trainers are more expensive than magnetic bike trainers because what they say is that it's a little bit more of a complex flywheel. And the way that the fluid trainer works is that there's supposed to be an impeller in there that it can exponentially produce resistance while maintaining a road-like feel. So when I compare the two, between this magnetic bike trainer from Sportneer to the fluid bike trainer from Cyleops, I can tell you that the overall feel for sure is more accurate within the fluid bike trainer. With the magnetic bike trainer, it is still smooth. It is just a different feel all in all. So I don't know if you guys have been to a spin class, but it's very much similar to that, where it's more about something that's grabbing your wheel and not necessarily something that is more road-like. So as far as feel, I'm going to have to give that to Cyleops. As far as price, obviously Sportneer has that so far. Noise. Supposedly, fluid bike trainers are supposed to be quieter than magnetic bike trainers. But I don't know if it was the design of this Sportneer magnetic bike trainer, but there is a slight difference. There's actually less noise in this particular magnetic bike trainer when compared to my Cyleops Fluid 2. Same tires, same bike, right? Let's talk about overall training resistance. So I've read a little bit about it, in that the fluid bike trainer is supposed to offer you exponential resistance. The harder you go, the harder it gets, right? So that is the case for sure, but I think if you really want to train your legs for mountain climbs and things like that, actually having a magnetic bike trainer with the additional resistance meter along with your gears actually gets you to tougher, higher watt requiring strokes. So I hope that makes sense. The magnetic bike trainer certainly offers more resistance than a fluid bike trainer, at least the ones that I have tested. So overall, they're both excellent bike trainers. I think if you are a beginning cyclist or someone that's just starting to build a home gym, I do think that you should look at the Sportneer magnetic bike trainer for $90. You really can't go wrong with this. The only thing that I would say you might want to think about is this. Depending on how hard you are on your equipment, you might want to understand that the Cyleops Fluid 2 bike trainer offers a lifetime warranty, which is an amazing, amazing thing. Now, the Sportneer bike trainer unfortunately does not offer a lifetime warranty. I did reach out to Sportneer to ask what their warranty is, and the only thing that they gave me was that they would just to contact the support center. So, being that mine isn't broken yet, I haven't gone through that exercise. So, that being said, they're both amazing bike trainers. One is for $90 and one is $240. It really all depends on what you want at this point in time in your cycling career. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys later, and if you guys want to know a little bit more about Sportneer and this trainer, check out the links below. I also sent an Amazon link there too. Well, before I go, I wanted to say thank you to Sportneer, and thank you for probably watching this really long video. Anyway, if you want to keep in touch with me, look me up at Pittsburgh Active on Instagram and Facebook. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you later.